Radical.
At the time of this recording, I don't know if that YouTube video with the highlights of the Tyson fight with Roy Jones Jr. is up, but I'll leave a link to it down below. Hopefully it's still up. That's the way I saw it. Okay, I didn't see the whole fight. I saw the highlights, however long that video was. So the video you're going to click on down below is basically what I saw. And it was highlights from every round. I think it was 2-minute rounds, I believe. 8 rounds. They went the distance. Those two men over 50 years old went the distance. Mike Tyson, 54. And Roy Jones Jr. was, he's like 51, I think. Okay. What are my thoughts on it? Well, I think I enjoyed it a lot more. And I don't watch boxing matches a whole lot. I try to watch the big ones, or highlights from the big ones, to see what everybody's talking about. I enjoyed it a lot more than the hug fest, Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor. Now, there was some hugging going on here, don't get me wrong. But the difference here is this was an exhibition, whereas the other was actually, billed as an actual fight. Neither one was really what I would call fights between this one, and I'm telling you, I don't watch these matches all that often. There was another one I watched. I think it was an MMA fight or was a boxing match or something like that earlier in the year. But, this is Mike Tyson. This is Roy Jones Jr., okay? We don't know how much longer we're going to get to see these people in the ring box, okay? So, was it entertaining? I think for the most part, yeah, it was entertaining. But, I know a lot more about Mike Tyson, so I was watching to see what Mike had for Roy Jones Jr., and I'm telling you after watching this, my ribs started to hurt. Tyson was cooking up some ribs. Man, there was this 1-3 punch combination. Boom, boom, boom. And I was like, I felt it. Has the power. It looks like he lost some speed, obviously, but he's still got some power behind those punches. Roy seemed to be like, he was punching like he was jabbing while going away. He was like doing the no-look jabs. So, yeah, I was, a lot of people, at the end of the match, they had an interview saying a lot of people were worried about Roy Jones Jr., and Mike was like, see, I'm 54 years old, nobody was worried about me. And it was a draw. It was a draw, but it's an exhibition. I think if they were to fight seriously, of course, Mike Tyson would win. He would KO him. He would knock him out. So I do not agree with the draw. Most everyone with eyes that saw that would obviously see that it wasn't a draw, but it was an exhibition. And I think the money or a large portion of it went to charity, I believe. I forget which charity, so that's a good thing. Now, many people are asking, specifically with Mike Tyson, does this mean he's going to get back in the ring? Does it mean he's actually going to take on an actual boxer? I don't know about that. Would it be legitimate? Would he look halfway decent in there with someone that's not way past their prime? He would do a lot better, I would say, than maybe CM Punk. I still laugh about that shit, right? Because he is actually a boxer, whereas CM Punk was, he was a pro wrestler, okay? So, yeah. Was it a good watch? I think it was a good watch. There was a lot of comments on that video that I laughed out about. It was one that I hit the floor laughing, and it said, Roy Jones Jr., he hadn't seen him in a while. He missed him. That's why I hugged him so much. And there was one comment, I forget which point in the video, where Mike Tyson threw this deadly looking punch, and it just kind of whiffed. It whiffed, and it said, Roy Jones Jr. had a brush with death. I think the greatest thing about this fight was the fact everyone still has their ears, okay? No ears were bitten off and eaten and chewed up, okay? So it's a great thing to know that Mike Tyson has put his cannibalistic ways behind him.